There's a sort of some surprises in the film, and that aspect of shooting, both with I don't want to give too much away, but there was a lot involved, and in both filming and in post production that took quite a long time to finish. So we made the movie 2 years ago, and then there was more to film after my section, and then a lot of the post production, as I said. So it ended up taking about a year and a half, 2 years until from when I finished to when it premiered in Cannes this May. The funny thing that I laughed about was, I got sent the script. I was really intrigued by it. Pascal, and really flattered that Pascal was interested in me for the film. She flew to New York, and her and the assistant director, who's bilingual, and I spoke right around the corner. And I was reading it, and then immediately knew I wanted to make the movie. But when I came to Paris, I was like, only I would get a film in Paris that doesn't actually shoot in Paris. I stayed in Paris, and I've been there many times, and I love the city, but the closest my section came to shooting in Paris was La Défense, which is just outside the ring. So everything else was, at the Hilton by the airport or in transit. So there was a really interesting for me to stay in Paris proper when we made the film for the few months it was there, but every day I was commuting to the airport or to the hotel. So that was interesting. The character I play, he travels with his business quite a bit, and so he speaks, I would say, a fair amount of French, enough to get by, nothing great. And so there's a few scenes where he has to speak some broken French. So I started with lessons that they arranged for me in New York, and then continued them in Paris. And I will say rather proudly that apparently I got too good in my French, the way I sounded. So then we had to sort of Americanize my French down more, which I took as a sense of pride. I mean, working with Pascal was something. One of the main reasons I wanted to make the film was to work with her. She's such a committed, dedicated filmmaker, and just really is so detail-oriented and doesn't miss anything. And it felt very safe in her hands to work on this project that I knew was narratively very unusual and challenging and different, but yet I could really also relate to the film, and I was intrigued to see how she was going to pull it together. And working with someone like her, who even in moments where you don't have dialogue, could tell me through the interpreter, well, that moment where you went somewhere there in your thoughts, where did you go? And she could follow everything. And it felt, as an actor, that's really what you want, is to know that the person watching is seeing everything. And working with an interpreter made you have to really think about what you wanted to say, very clearly, because you're there, you're in the moment, and you're about to shoot something, or you're in between takes, and you want to really articulate your thoughts and respond accordingly. And that was very challenging part of the film, but I liked it very much, because being in an environment where everyone is speaking a foreign language, it puts you. I felt very isolated and very much alone, which is how the character's feeling. So it was able to sort of put me in a very meditative state playing the role, and allow me emotionally to kind of just go where I needed to go, because I felt like I was in my own zone. And that was something I'd never experienced before in a film, which was really cool.